LEGO Dreamzzz is dead. Maybe. In a surprising move that's caught many collectors and fans off guard, LEGO has accelerated retirement dates for its entire Dreamzzz lineup. Every set from the relatively new theme will be phased out throughout 2026, with the first wave retiring on July 31st and the final sets disappearing from shelves by December the 31st. While the news itself is disappointing for Dreamzzz enthusiasts, the theme has certainly had its share of imaginative, well-designed sets. The bigger concern here runs much deeper. What's really troubling is we're watching LEGO's roster of original themes shrink to just 3 core lines: Ninjago, Friends, and City. That's a dramatic reduction in creative diversity for a company that's always prided itself on innovation and variety. Sure, LEGO will likely introduce a new theme down the road. They always do. But the pace at which we're losing these creative properties is genuinely concerning for the long-term health of the brand's original content. And if you're a Monkey Kid fan, the silence from LEGO on that front isn't exactly reassuring either. This feels less like the standard product rotation and more like a pattern we need to pay very close attention to. Now onto some lighter news. Thanks to multiple posts from LEGO Minecraft Goat and Max Bout, we've finally got a clearer picture of what LEGO might be cooking up across Jurassic World, Technic, Formula 1, Marvel, and wait for it, K-pop Demon Hunters. Jurassic World appears to be leaning into the 18+ display territory, and you know what? That makes perfect sense. Here's what's being rumoured so far. Set 77984. This will apparently be an 18+ display set with 1,924 pieces, priced at $200. This is set to be a LEGO Store exclusive, released on May, and then a wider release in August. Set 77985 is another 18+ set with 1,154 pieces, priced at $100, aiming for a June release. These 18+ sets could easily be fossil displays, detailed dioramas, or even museum-style builds. Then we've got a cluster of smaller mid-range sets. 77977, this could apparently gonna be a baby dinosaur set for $28, 77978 for $30, 77982 for $70, and 77983 for $100. We've got a nice range of prices for these sets, although we'll have to wait for actual images before we can decide if these are worth it or not. And we have a whole wave of F1 helmet display sets, rumoured for May. Set 43014 is a Lewis Hamilton helmet, 886 pieces for $90, 43022 Max Verstappen helmet, 884 pieces for $90, 43023 Fernando Alonso helmet, 793 pieces for $90, and 43017 is currently an unknown helmet for $90. The pricing consistency here is notable too. LEGO has clearly decided that $90 is the helmet tax price, no matter whose head it represents. Champion, legend, or mystery driver, still the same price. There's also a strange run of 4 sets, simply labelled M. No description, just escalating price points. LEGO does seem to love a cryptic placeholder. Now Technic is going full hypercar again, and I hope you've been saving up. Set 42232 is a rumoured supercar for $450, possibly coming in July. At this point, a $450 Technic supercar is practically an annual tradition. This is probably going to be another one of those Technic monsters with absurdly complex gearboxes, suspension systems no one will touch after building, and a box large enough to double as end table furniture. On the more accessible end, we have set 42241, Green Bugatti Chiron Sports Hypercar for $65, with an expected June release. This is a more affordable Bugatti, if there is such a thing. Look, not everyone wants a mortgage-sized Technic build. Some people just want a cool car that doesn't actively fight back during assembly. And Marvel has managed to sneak back onto the list with Duplo set 10464, Spidey's team headquarters, for $50. This is a pretty straightforward enough set, pretty standard Duplo fare. But then we have a Doomsday BrickHeadz. Let's be honest, this is probably going to be a Dr. Doom BrickHeadz. But of course, I could be completely wrong, but I might also be right. A few months ago, we heard rumours about the possibility of some K-pop Demon Hunter sets, and I'm happy to say it seems that info was correct, as it has been officially teased by LEGO. We have set 72537, K-pop Demon Hunters, Derpy and Swiss, with 825 pieces, priced at $70, aiming for the 1st of August, 2026. We also have a late edition of a possible upcoming Fortnite CMF series. Source is not Palo Leak on X. The leak goes on to say that Fortnite is planning to release LEGO figures for sale without the need to buy sets. There will obviously be skins for the game as they already exist, so you can buy them separately. If that doesn't scream CMF series, I don't know what does. We got a first look at the LEGO Icon set 11376. the Model T Ford. And now the only question running through my head is, when are we going to get a Speed Champions Model T? I absolutely love the design of this set. It's an easy display piece and will probably be a day one pickup. And we got our first look at the LEGO Ideas set 21376, Orange Cat. Not sure what I expected, but that is definitely an orange cat. Although it actually looks closer to brown in these pictures, to be honest. Maybe it's just the lighting. While LEGO may not have ventured into the horror gaming universe yet, fans of Five Nights at Freddy's now have options worth exploring. Builder is getting ready to release a 571-piece buildable Freddy Fazbear. That's catching the attention in the building block community. And for those craving more construction sets, Fat Stacks also has their own lineup of builds inspired by the popular horror franchise. These alternate brick manufacturers are tapping into a passionate fan base that's been largely overlooked by the mainstream building toy companies. While they may not carry that LEGO brand name, they're offering fans a chance to bring their favourite animatronic characters to life. For collectors and FNAF enthusiasts looking to expand their displays, both companies present a viable option. It just comes down to personal preference and which designs speak to you. And LEGO has officially revealed set 11389, Project Hail Mary, a brand new release tied to the upcoming movie of the same name, starring Ryan Gosling. Project Hail Mary is a critically acclaimed sci-fi novel written by Andy Weir, who also wrote The Martian, and it's been adapted for the screen by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. This 830-piece model lets you build a micro-scale version of the Hail Mary ship. The set includes a Dr. Ryland Grace minifigure, marking Ryan Gosling's long-awaited debut as a LEGO minifigure, plus a buildable version of Rocky. The ship itself is a decent micro-scale build, but the interesting part isn't the spaceship itself, rather the play feature. There's a crank at the bottom of the stand which you can twist that spins the whole spacecraft. In the contents of the book, this creates a gravity area in the lab section for the character. As a sci-fi fan myself, I'm looking forward to watching Project Hail Mary. I've just finished reading the book, and it's pretty darn awesome. And if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it for anyone who enjoys short sci-fi stories. The Project Hail Mary set will release on the 1st of March 2026 and will be available from lego.com or your local LEGO store, with pre-orders already open. And we have our first anime-based LEGO sets. LEGO Ideas has officially announced that the LEGO Yu-Gi-Oh sets are on the horizon, likely to be arriving in 2027. The company has taken an unconventional approach by launching a building contest where fans can submit their own designs. The competition will ask the participants to create builds featuring between 400 and 2,000 pieces, based on one or two classic Yu-Gi-Oh anime arcs, Battle City or Duelist Kingdom. You have until the 10th of March 2026 to get your design ideas submitted, and I beg of you, please, do some smaller sets. Yes, I know it's very tempted to make a 2,000 piece behemoth of a set, but can we please get some smaller builds as well? Thank you. Following the submission deadline, there will be a fan voting period. This will begin on the 14th of April, and of course, the LEGO Ideas team will curate 5 specific builds for this voting round. From there, the community can help determine which design becomes an official set. This announcement represents a significant shift in LEGO's licensing strategy. While the company has previously released sets based on anime-adjacent properties, such as LEGO One Piece and LEGO Speed Racer, those of which were technically from the live-action adaptations of the anime rather than direct anime tie-ins. Yu-Gi-Oh marks LEGO's first venture into sets directly based on an anime property, potentially opening doors for future anime collaborations. Dragon Ball, Naruto, Fullmetal Alchemist, Black Clover. This competition and new partnership raises questions about future anime collaborations. With Yu-Gi-Oh originating from Shonen Jump, the same publication behind Dragon Ball Z, speculation is of course building about what other anime properties might receive the LEGO treatment. For fans interested in participating in the LEGO Ideas contest, this offers a rare opportunity to influence what could become a landmark set in LEGO's catalogue. Just remember, if you've got a winning idea, you might want to keep it under wraps until you hit that submit button. This wave of leaks paints a very clear picture of LEGO's current mindset. Big license displays, premium pricing across the board, strong nostalgia that plays into the target adult collector, and a surprising willingness to experiment with weird new concepts alongside the safe bets. Some of this information will change before official announcements. Some prices will shift. Some sets might vanish entirely before they see the light of day. But even if half of this information is accurate, 2026 is shaping up to be an expensive, chaotic, and extremely interesting time to be a LEGO fan. As always, take everything here with a healthy grain of salt until LEGO makes it official. But if you're the kind of fan who lives for these leaks, and let's be honest, you probably are if you've watched this far, this one is a genuine feast. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a most wonderful day. Bye.